Hey nerds, what's up? It's been a minute since I've sat down and filmed because I did a bunch of pre-filming and have also taken a week off, so this is feeling a little bit funky, but this is also the last video that you'll ever see with this length hair. I'm about to get a haircut. I'm very excited. Follow me on TikTok if you want to see it, and on Instagram. Today's video is going to be my May TBR, so let's get right on into it. In May, I have a few things going on. The first of which is I do have a secret TBR for another Out of My Comfort Zone video, so I will be reading like Sage over at Sage Reads. And the one thing that I am going to show off in this video today is that we are going to be buddy reading Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I've read this book before, but Sage was kind enough to gift me this book, and they haven't read it yet, so I thought it would be fun to buddy read it with them while I'm also doing an Out of My Comfort Zone video for their reading taste. So keep an eye out for an Out of My Comfort Zone video, probably coming at the very end of May or at the very beginning of June. I'm very excited because it really is very out of my comfort zone. I'm excited and also very nervous, but one of the books I'm reading in May is going to be Red, White, and Royal Blue with Sage, so I'm very excited. We're going to be reading this at the beginning of the month. And then another buddy read that I'm doing in the middle of the month is with Emily over at M Likes Books. She just welcomed herself back to her channel. I'm very excited. She just posted a May TBR herself. And we're going to be reading the sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire, which is called Girls of Storm and Shadows, maybe? Maybe. I don't know. But I read this book a couple months ago earlier this month. So spoiler alert for my wrap-up. Really enjoyed this. It is gorgeous, and so I'm waiting for the sequel to come in at my library, and then I'll have it to read with Emily, so very excited. I also have a book that is another spoiler for my wrap-up because I didn't get to it in April, and it's A Court of Silver Flames. Yeah, this is the one of maybe two, or perhaps the only book that was on my April TBR that I didn't get to. So again, keep an eye out for my wrap-up coming up, but I need to read this still, so hoping to get to this in May. It's very big. It's very intimidating. I'm gonna love it, I think, but it's very large. The last book that I definitely have on my TBR, other than what's gonna come up for my Goodreads challenge and my TBR challenge and all of this stuff, is my Best Books Club pick. So this month we are going to be reading Such a Fun Age by Kiley, Reid. This won Best Debut Novel, or Best Debut Author, I believe, for the 2020 Goodreads Awards. Our live show for this will be on May 22nd at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that'll be on my channel. If you're interested in joining us on camera, please DM me on Instagram or Twitter. I'd be happy to have you. So far, right now, I think we have Paul and Katie, who are my two general. They pretty much show up at every event, and then I think Jackie over at Evil Queen Books will be joining us this month as well. So if you're interested in joining us on camera, please reach out to me, and if you just want to hang out in the chat, that'll be fun too. So we're going to be reading this and talking about it May 22nd, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What's this book about? What are any of these books about? Well, Red, White, and Royal Blue is a fictional version of our own reality where we have our first female president, and the oldest son of our female president has a romantic relationship with one of the imaginary princes of England. It's not a real prince that exists, and they have a romance, and it's all about being the spotlight on both sides of things, especially in the political realm world of all of that, and kind of figuring out how to navigate that. It's a it's a new adult novel. It does have steamy scenes. It's not it's on the page. It's not Fade to Black by any means. So yes, we have a male-male romance in this one. And then Girls of Paper and Fire is the first book, and obviously I'll be reading the sequel, so I don't know a whole lot about that one other than what I know from this one. But this book follows a girl from the paper cast, and every year the king from the steel cast, which has magic, chooses 8 paper girls, who are basically humans with no magic, to be his concubines, and this girl gets chosen because she has these really beautiful eyes that look like they have fire in them, and everyone's really intrigued by that. So she gets taken to be a concubine, and it's about It's about both, like, the political aspect of this being a really shit emperor, and then also about a sapphic relationship between two of the ladies in the concubine life. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. And then if you don't know what this one's about, I would be very surprised, but this is the, like, new series that is also a continuation of A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas, which follows Feyre, and she basically is taken by the fairies. She's a human because she kills a fairy, and that's, like, what the punishment is. From there, the world gets much bigger. This book kind of switches who we're following, and we follow Nesta, and I don't really want to give much away if you haven't read it and if you don't know anything else about it, but those are what these books are about. And then Such a Fun Age is about a girl who's babysitting. She is a black girl, and she's babysitting a white young child, and either the child goes missing and then everybody is thinking that she did it, or she's, like, out with the child and babysitting the child, and everybody thinks that she has stolen the child. I don't know which one it is, but it's one of those, like, kind of psychological thriller type things of, like, what the fuck's going on. So those are the books so far that I have on my TBR, but I want to do a TBR challenge, and I want to do my Goodreads challenge. So these have a bunch of prompts, and I have to pick something off of my shelves for my Touch My Shelf challenge from here. So this is going to be the challenge, and it is read a debut author. So what I like to do with this is try to pick from my NetGalley ARCs, which are on my shelf, one of my ARCs here on my shelf, or if I have some debut books. But this is going to require some research, so I'm going to hold off on doing that in just a second. I want to do my Goodreads challenge first, and then we'll come back to this. So, debut author. Okay. A monthly challenge where I random number generate 3 different numbers and look through my entire want to read list on Goodreads, and then I'll turn that into a poll, and you guys will get to vote out of the 3 which one I should read each month. So last month you guys picked The Color Purple by Alice Walker for me to read, and I'm actually in the middle of reading it right now. We're on April 30th, but I will definitely be reading it before I film my wrap. I have 530 books on my Goodreads TBR want to read list. What did I just say? 530. Okay, so the first number is going to be 64. Ooh, okay. So the first book that got chosen from Goodreads was The Iron King by Julie Kagawa, and guess what? This is a debut novel. Do I need to start another series right now? No. Might I? Yes. So I might pick this one even if you guys don't, because this is, again, a debut novel for Julie Kagawa. But this is the beginning of the Iron Fae series, and I'm just going to read the back for you. Megan Chase has a strange destiny, one she could never have imagined. Something has always felt slightly off in Megan's life, ever since her father disappeared before her eyes when she was 6. She has never quite fit in at school or at home. When a dark stranger begins watching her from afar and her prankster best friend becomes strangely protective of her, Megan senses that everything she's known is about to change. She never could have guessed the truth, that she's the daughter of a mythical fairy king and is a pawn in a deadly war. Megan will learn just how far she'll go to save someone she cares about, stop a mysterious evil no fairy creature dare face, and to find love with a young prince who might rather see her dead than let her touch his icy heart. More fairies. More fairies. Okay, so this is number 1 that you guys can pick. Number 2 is going to be number 90. Number 90 is Tonight the Streets Are Ours by Layla Sales. Layla Sales wrote If You Don't Have Anything Nice to Say, which is about a girl who basically, like, gets put into the center of being, like, a cancel culture issue, and she, like, goes to this, like, mental health facility because of everything that's going on. So Tonight the Streets Are Ours is about a 17-year-old Arden Huntley who's always thought of herself as recklessly loyal. Caring for her loved ones is what gives Arden purpose in her life and makes her feel like she matters, but lately she's grown resentful of everyone, including her needy best friend and her absent mom, taking her loyalty for granted. Then Arden stumbles upon a website called Tonight the Streets Are Ours, the musings of a young New York City writer named Peter, who gives voice to feelings that Arden has never known how to express. He seems to get her in a way that no one else does, and he hasn't even met her. Until Arden sets out on a road trip to find him. Feels very Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, very like that kind of umbrella of experiences. Lastly, we're going to go with number 320. Do I own this? I don't think I do. The last book to choose from is Of Curses and Kisses by Sonia Menon, and again, not a debut. So this book is Will the Princess Save the Beast? We have a Beauty and the Beast retelling. All right. Princess Jaya Rao. Sorry if I'm pronouncing names incorrectly. Nothing is more important than family. When the loathsome Emerson clan steps up their centuries-old feud to target Jaya's little sister, nothing will keep Jaya from exacting her revenge. Then Jaya finds out that she'll be attending the same elite boarding school as Gray Emerson, and it feels like the opportunity of a lifetime. She knows what she must do. Make Gray fall in love with her and break his heart. But much to Jaya's annoyance, why is this on my TBR? This sounds kind of dumb. Just not my taste. I don't know why this is on it. Gray's brooding demeanor and lupine blue eyes have drawn her in. There's simply no way she and her sworn enemy could find their fairy tale ending, right? I don't know. Please don't pick this. Okay, I'm going to leave it on here because I did this to myself. But those are the 3 books that you guys can choose from. And let's look at some debut authors here for a second. Let me see. I have some books here that I need to see if they fit debut thing. I tried City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert, but this is the same author who wrote Big Magic? I didn't know that. I also tried Black Leopard Red Wolf, not his debut. And I tried The June Boys, not a debut.
June Boys.
What are you doing?
I'm hungry.
Go away.
I'm hungry.
Also not a debut. What are you doing in here? Go away. Oh, good lord. I found a debut.
Chocolate chips.
Oh my god. Stop talking.
I found the debut.
The only thing that Mark Ashiro has written other than this was another book in 2020. This came out in 2018. And then he also wrote Mark Reid's Harry Potter and the blah blah blah, which looks like kind of short essays about the different books, not an actual book. So this I'm counting as a debut. I tried The 10,000 Doors of January, but this is not a debut. So these are the 2 books that I'm going to pick between for the Touching My Shelf challenge, which is to read a debut author. Obviously, I didn't write any specific year on that, and I'd rather touch my shelf than read a 2021 debut author or something like that. So I'm just looking at authors on my shelves that I have their debut novels on. So Julie Kagawa's first book that I can find on Goodreads at least was The Iron King, and Mark Ashiro's first novel was Anger is a Gift. I'm leaning towards this one, but I also know that this is going to be in that Goodreads poll anyways for you guys. So if you guys pick this, perhaps I will be nice to myself and combine them as one thing anyways, because I have a lot to read for that out of my comfort zone video that I haven't talked about. I do really want to read this though. So we'll see. You guys get to pick between The Iron King, Tonight the Streets Are Ours, or Of Curses and Kisses. This is the one that I would really like you to pick out of those 3 books, if I'm 100% honest. But those are pretty much in order. This would be my first choice. Tonight the Streets Are Ours is my second, and Of Curses and Kisses would be my third choice. But you guys have control. So I'll put the poll up on YouTube and on Twitter. Please only vote in one so that I can combine the votes together and get a better count for everyone who wants to vote in it. And yeah, that's what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. I also have a plan for DotheThingathon that Ashley over at A Frolic Through Friction is hosting May 24th through the 30th, and that readathon is super chill. It's basically trying to do something that you've set out as some sort of goal reading-wise and to get it done. So I will be also posting a video about some series and some videos that I've made in the past in regards to books I want to read and see kind of where I'm at with things like that. I for sure know that the one I made so far, like recently in 2020, I've only finished one series out of those, and I've added 5 more series to it. And if I start this book, that'll just be another series to have added, rather than crossing any of them off. So, I also have that going on. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you guys very soon. I make videos every Saturday and Monday. And that's everything. Peace out. Bye.